And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
Hey guys, hey everybody in the chat. Let's see if I can get this camera working. There we go. Alright, looking good. Just give me 2 seconds. I gotta share the stream out to you. I totally forgot to. Doing a million things at once today. Got a little update from our buddy Roan. Roan's fine, first off. He's fine. He lost a brother. Let me send this out on some feeds here. I'm live. I am live. Come join us. Come join us. We'll do a hashtag NAFO, yeah? We'll do hashtag NAFO. Live. Share, 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 share. Please like, share, comment, please, guys. I need 249 more subs by the 16th because I want to get to 1,000 before we start this next fundraiser for Car for Ukraine, which I can discuss more on in this stream. Super excited to be a part of this. Super excited. With some big dogs. My tiny little platform. First off, how's my mic sound? I didn't even ask. Hi, Endor Slayer. Hey, thanks for the heads up earlier. I don't know if you saw Merc played it on stream. That was really good. How's my... Does this sound good? Do I sound good? Do I have radio voice? How's the sound? Is it good? Join me live. Oh, mic's good. All right, plus. Cool. Yeah, I got a new mic. I couldn't stand dealing. I got my limiter set up too. I got the mic set up. I actually got I bought a $4,000 computer. My dumbass. I don't have it yet, but I went back and I looked at the quality of the gaming stream I did on DayZ, and I was like super disappointed at the pixelation. And people were saying, "Oh, the graphics look so real." I'm like, you guys have no idea. Like, it looks so much better on a good computer, because I don't have a good computer. So I just went out, I did it, I pulled the trigger, I'm committed, I'm doing this, we're doing this. Like, this is more to me now than it started out to be. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, the reason I started streaming, the reason I did all of this was for the 14th Mechanized Brigade, because my friend has her family member who's fighting in the 14th who needed help. They got sent a letter, and I didn't know what I was doing. I reached out to a ton of people trying to get help. I got silence, which is a killer, and I can explain that later. And I didn't ask, seek, and knock like I've been doing now, and it weighs heavily on me because the man that sent me the video, he ended up dying before I could even get the fundraiser started. That was when aid was blocked in the get-go by Speaker Mike Johnson. He sent me the video in December. He was dead in March, and it took 6 months to get the original fundraiser going. And at that point, I had reached out to a lot of, I'm not going to name names, I reached out to a lot of big platforms and people, and I just got shot down. The only one who really had my back was Merc. Shout out to Mercado Media. And then I finally got desperate, and I posted it on X, and basically just said, help. And Paige in Kansas was kind enough to pick it up. And we were able to complete the fundraiser for my friend's family member, who at the time was in a hospital in Kharkiv, who I thought was wounded because I got a picture of him laying in a hospital bed. Turned out he had tonsillitis. So I'm like, oh my God, everybody's dying. I haven't got him a fundraiser. We end up completing the fundraiser. We got a night vision thermal generator, building supplies, bug spray. And then additionally, Paige has helped also extended with them, talking to their commander with more stuff they need, like tarps for their dugout and little stuff like that. So shout out to Paige in Kansas for being one of the best humans I've ever known. I went on a tangent there. Anyways, to get to, okay, did I share it out? One more, Blue Sky. I gotta do Blue Sky, because Blue Sky seems to be cracking. Where am I? Thanks for putting up on my tangent. We're gonna go Skibbity today, because I just worked like 6 days straight, 10-hour shifts, and this is my first day off, and I am just brain rot. I wasn't even gonna do a stream today, but then I decided to. So that's what we're going to do. So you're going to have to deal with me on like 1 brain cell. 2 brain cells. Twice as much as the Republican Party. Blue Sky. Blue Sky. We're going to share this out. Come join me. So anyways, yeah, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs before the next fundraiser. And right now this platform is growing into, like I said, it's more than just what it was. It's a way to inform people. We're going to have, coming up really soon, we're going to have a really informative, I think Sunday, we're planning Sunday. We're going to do I'm going to have a friend on, a guest I'm going to interview. It's going to be over Discord, no video for her, but she's going to step us through the process on advocating with representatives, because I see a lot, and I do it myself. And look, advocating is not my strong point. I think myself as a better writer than I am someone who gets up and talks to people, but I'm doing it now, so we'll see if I improve at that. I write really well. Part of my creativity aspect is writing stuff, making songs, making videos. I've even done poetry in the past. I'm pretty good at writing stuff. But I feel like people need almost a guide on how to talk to representatives. And political pressure works. I don't care what anybody says, because I have seen it firsthand work. And we're talking about, now we're dealing with parties and people. They're megalomaniacs. They're narcissistic. But inside, I think they're soft, really soft, like a cupcake. And they do honestly listen and care about what other people think of them, especially their fan base, like MAGA. I have had engagements with MAGA where they were just atrocious on my social media. Atrocious. People I grew up with that were pretty rough back then anyways. And they say just terrible things. But then I respond with something of a semi-intelligence from, what I've been paying attention to, what we all have been paying attention to. And I've had them reach out to me either on Messenger in private chat, or post something and tag me in it. And initially what I thought was, oh, these motherfuckers, they're just trying to get me. They're going to try to get me riled up. So I would share whatever they posted and put my opinion on it. I was like, hey, thanks for tagging me in this bullshit. I'm going to share it out. That's what I think. And then they would respond back, no, I wanted your honest opinion. I'm like, whoa.
You want to listen to me?
And then I realized, hey, maybe we are slowly getting through to them in the back of the head. Not saying that it's going to be actionable. I'm not saying that they're going to change their behaviors or their mindset, because we all know, like, the brainwash and the indoctrination and the bullshit is going to get pounded in them 1,000 times more than my little comment on social media. But I feel like eventually, now that we have the advantage of Trump now re-aiding Ukraine and blah, 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 we can take advantage of that and get them to understand that supporting Ukraine is in our national interest, and it's good for it, and it's the moral and ethically correct thing to do. So there's a lot of work to do. And part of that's advocating. And we're talking advocating with Republicans. The person I'm going to have on Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific, has done advocacy with both Democratic and Republican. We're going to step through the process, what she's learned, her experience and whatnot. It's going to be great. Anyways, let's get to the rest. I shared it out. I told you what's coming up. We'll talk about the fundraiser I got going here soon with everybody else. Huge list of people involved. First, let's get to the title. A fallen soldier. Let me bring him up real quick. So I haven't got a hold of Roan yet, but one of his buddies passed away. I believe call sign Romku. I don't know what happened yet, but he went out of his way to post about this, so I'm sure it was a dear friend. I did reach out to him. I don't know if he's going to feel like talking about it yet. It's probably still pretty fresh. But a little something about Roan. Right after I started talking to him and set up the fundraiser initially to get the Ford Ranger that we got him. Right after that, around the turn of the year, he lost a ton of men, dozens of men, on a suicide mission, pretty much, around Pokrovsk. And I couldn't even comprehend what I was hearing. Like, I've never been to war. I'm not a soldier. I'm not an overly brave dude. I mean, I've been brave. I have my moments, but there's times where I know not to, self-preservation. I couldn't comprehend what he was telling me. And it was like 42 men he lost in a matter of 3 days. And it was just mind-boggling to me. I couldn't understand. I still to this day I can't even comprehend it. It kind of shuts me off mentally. Um, yeah, that's just, and to bounce back from that and to continue on with your mission. These men are the bravest men we've ever seen, and probably ever will. Um, it's just amazing, and it surprises me so much that how divisive people are in our nation. Like the other day, watching Anastasia get on there and defend her country against these fucking morons on there that didn't have a clue what they were talking about, and then later on that night go get bombed while she's having tacos. The lack of empathy in this nation is very disturbing. So yes, one more down, one more hero down. It's a bummer, but that's the update. So I've got Rowan's PayPal linked down below in the description. I'm gonna post it in the chat too if you guys want to help Rowan out some more. I know he would appreciate it. I don't have anything lined up for this gentleman yet. I don't know if they need it. But I know Rowan would love some prayers, and if you could, a little financial help. One last final push before we start this Car for Ukraine fundraiser. I did tell him we've got a backup plan. Shout out to Blonde Bombsheller for helping me back up in case I need anything. She has been amazing. Thank you so much, BB. Just in case he needs anything while we're doing this fundraiser, we'll figure a way to split it. I'm combining donor boxes with Canty, who I heard is streaming right now. We already reached out to Claire, Car for Ukraine. Sounds all good, so we're going to partner up for the same donor box, because we both have small platforms. So I feel like it would be better for us to try to complete a truck together. I don't know how this is going to go for me. I don't. This is the biggest fundraiser I've ever even thought about doing, and the people that we're with is just outrageously large. The goal's large too. I think it's like 20 trucks. But a list of people that are going to be there. God, please help me pronounce these names right. Suchmimus, Tanya Fiona, Jonathan Pierce, Dick Dawson. We're going Rick the Ukrainian, Andrew Mercado, PSO1, Dmitry War Translated, Sergey Sumleni, Jonathan Fink, Philip Ittner, myself, Renegade Chungus, Canty Ludin, Rudy Acosta, and Laserpig. Stand by. I gotta do something real quick. All right. I'm back. Sorry. So yeah, it's a big list. What do I got? I like you enough to listen twice, but you got a bit of an echo. Okay, stand by. Better? How's the echo? I like you enough to listen to you twice. It's clever. I got a little fine tuning to do, but we'll figure that out. I'll listen back to the stream later and figure it out. I'm older. When I was young, we knew the USSR was the enemy, right? The movie Red Dawn defined American resistance. Okay, facts. Like, I grew up on Red Dawn. Like, that was my jam. Favorite movie when I was a kid. I don't understand what is happening with America right now. Oh, yes. Good shout out there. Okay. Let's go on to the next. So, we covered this. I posted Andre's PayPal right there. If you'd like to help, please help. He is in the 151st Brigade. Speaking of which, I'll get a little more into that later for a raffle that we're going to do too. Okay, what do I got? Going Skibbity. For sure, Skibbity today. What do I got? I got some articles I want to read before I can't see straight. Bloomberg, my buddy actually sent this to me. Maybe later. Next. God, Bloomberg's so painful. Russian sabotage in the United States. This is very interesting. Armor plates for U.S. Army vehicles never passed required tests. Oh my God, don't even. There we go. An internal probe by Evraz North America found that employees at a Russian-owned steel plant in Oregon sometimes bypassed a key test meant to ensure that armor for one of the Army's most commonly used vehicles could withstand enemy fire. It's kind of a big deal. What happened? What happened to my background? Yep, there we go. There we go, much better. All right, let's read into it. The U.S. Army's Joint Light Tactical Vehicle is the second generation successor to the iconic Humvee used by the American military and about a dozen other nations since the last Iraq war to protect troops from bullets, mines, and improvised explosive devices. But for about 2 years, employees at Evraz North America Incorporated, a Russian-owned steel plant operator in the U.S., falsified quality control results on some armored plating for the vehicle's manufacturer, according to the internal report seen by Bloomberg News and senior officials at the company, who asked not to be identified because the information isn't public. Holy crap. Yeah, I know. I gotta get a stand. It sounds really good when it's right up in my face, but I'm not gonna hold it right here, so you're gonna have to put up with me. I know. I gotta do it. I'll figure it out. We'll get there, right? What else was I saying? Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. Skibidi. The incidents took place at Evraz facility in Oregon from 2017 to 2019, according to Evraz probe and company officials, who said employees at the Portland plant skipped mandatory hardness tests and inputted fake results on an estimated 12,800 armor plates of various types. Now, what are the chances of that happening? And being like an accident? That sounds pretty malicious to me, don't you? I mean, could it just be laziness? Gain, yeah. I got the gain up. Here, gain a little more up. I don't know. It sounds a little weird to me. Those plates were labeled as tested and approved, though some later showed signs of cracking. Jesus. A primary customer for the armor plates was Oshkosh Defense LLC, a maker of a wide range of military vehicles, including JLTV, which the company markets as its go anywhere, do anything light tactical vehicle, mainly used by the U.S. military. The JLTV has been sent to or sold to allies and security partners, including Ukraine, Israel, Brazil, and Lithuania. As of the last year, the company had built more than 22,000 of them, each with an expected lifespan of about 2 decades. It's not known how many of the untested plates may have been used for JLTVs or other vehicles in the wake of the internal report. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has visited multiple Evraz facilities over the past year, according to the company officials and local media reports. The official said authorities issued a subpoena requiring Evraz, I don't know why that's so hard, to preserve information about events on the production line. In a response to Bloomberg questions, the company said the internal report examines quality control protocols and underscores Evraz North America's commitment to continual process enhancements to produce high-quality, reliable plate, adding that the company follows strict compliance with industry standards. It doesn't sound like they did. And what are the chances of it being a Russian company and them giving bad materials out? Why would we even source that? Of course, going back to the dates, it was before the full-scale invasion, right? Total sabotage, right? 100%. And that's one company, one Russian company in the United States doing this. I think it said 2017 and 2019, 2 years of production. 2 years of production. There it is right there. That looks pretty good. Interesting. Anyways, I thought I would share that. That looked like a really interesting article. I've actually got sent a lot of these by my friend. Basically, he sends me stuff where people are bypassing the sanctions to get raw materials into Russia. I told him to send me anything he had on that, and I got overwhelmed with the amount of stuff. But this one really caught my eye because it has the United States military and Ukraine involved with the vehicles. Sporadic cracking. Evzraz was informed of sporadic cracking during the forming process of the Oshkosh defense involving some Arma Alloy 550 plate. I don't know what that is. According to December 20th, 2019 letter Evzraz sent to Oshkosh Defense, referencing the conference call 9 days earlier and the process of shaping the plates to fit on vehicles. So that to me is clear sabotage, or embezzlement, or both. Either way it's sabotage. It's going to hurt troops. It's going to hurt anybody who uses that vehicle. Interesting one. What do you guys think? Sabotage or mistake? Yeah, Russian long game in practice, 100%. 100%. Russia is great at long game. They're the game that never ends. Yep. Yeah, the unthinkable is inevitable. Oh, intentional. Okay. They've proven that. How many people doubted that Ukraine would be full-scale invaded? Just the Ukrainians did. Everybody did. All right, let's see what else we got here. I got another article. I'm going to read now, get the reading out of the way, then we'll just do a quick little run through on some stuff I found on Twitter. It's going to be skibbity all over the place, but whatever. Here's another one. This is a Russian article. So this is kind of proof that they don't plan to have peace talks, right? Because we're looking at generational indoctrination of their children to pretty much hate America and anything Western. So that shows this war isn't going to end. Maybe the violence, the shooting, and the bombing will stop, but we are going to be at war for the rest of our lives with the Russian Empire unless it dissolves from the inside out or just goes away. Media school children forced to speak out about their readiness to give up Western benefits for the sake of war. School children from the city of Balakna in the Nizhny Novgorod region were forced to take a test consisting of several dozen questions demanding that they express their attitude to patriotic education, let me get that a little bigger, Western values, and the readiness to give up the benefits of civilization for the sake of war. 11th grade students from one of the city's schools told the publication, "Beware of news" about the test and sent screenshots of the questionnaire pages. According to the students, their class teacher asked them to take the test. They will have to report on the fulfillment of the request in the school chat by March 24th. The questionnaire was compiled using an Antigalog.ru service as follows from the published screenshot. Some of the first questions in the test are about attitudes toward patriotic education. Should it be outside of the ideology and power? Do educational methods cause rejection and internal protest? And what should serve as the source of a sense of patriotism, events of the past, or high standard of living of people? Immediately following is a block of questions about foreign policy. Respondents are asked to agree or disagree with the statements. Western values pose a real threat to traditional Russian way of life. Most of our troubles come from the unwillingness of our foreign partners to see Russia as a strong and prosperous state, or modern European civilization exists solely thanks to the victory of the USSR over fascism. School children must also answer whether they have ever participated in informal actions of an ethno and national nature or protest actions of a liberal nature. Jesus. I'm finishing school and I want to leave Russia. Thoughts about the future of my homeland make me panic. I don't understand what I can do here. God, we're so close to that here. That's so scary. Do I have the correct email address for PayPal? Okay, I'm going to post it one more time here. I'll post it more than one time. We'll keep posting it, yeah? That's for Roan, 151st, 2nd Rifle Battalion. This is what I'm going to actually auction off for the Car for Ukraine fundraiser. This was actually made by one of my friends who is a NAPA fellow, and he is colorblind, and he hand painted that. That's the 151st Brigade coat of arms there. $10 a ticket coming up. Hi, Renegade. Mike, audio sounds like it might be doubled. All right, let me check that out. This kind of proves that they don't plan to have peace talks, right? Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Generational indoctrination of it. It's got a little bit of an echo. Okay. I messed with the gain. I'm not going to do adjustments live stream into OBS, but that's as best as it's probably going to get. How's it sound now? A little better? Probably better when I get closer. I'm going to have to get that thing right in my face, probably. Yeah, I'm live. Hi, Steve. I got some hearts. Good day, Absolute Champ. Thank you, sir. Okay, so yeah, we got some clear indoctrination going on. God, they're not going to stop this, guys. Like, if they're doing this to teenager kids, getting them ready to pretty much just abandon all Western ideals, it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's go through some Twitter. I say I bookmarked some stuff. It's going to be all over the place, but hey. It is what it is. Let's see what we got here. Bookmarks. Okay, we'll have to go through this.
Today we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted, which is to enter into a ceasefire and into immediate negotiations to end this conflict in a way that's enduring and sustainable and accounts for their interests, their security, their ability to prosper as a nation. I want to personally we both want to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Majesty, for hosting us, for making this possible. They've been instrumental in this process, and we're very grateful to them for hosting us here today. And hopefully we'll take this offer now to the Russians. And we hope that they'll say yes, to peace. The ball is now in their court. And but again, the president's objective here is, number one, above everything else, he wants the war to end. And I think today Ukraine has taken a concrete step in that regard. We hope the Russians will reciprocate. Today we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted.
Yeah, the Russians aren't going to reciprocate that. No. However, here's the win. And like I was saying earlier, I feel like this is an opportunity right now to get people on the side of Ukraine, even MAGA, because now aid is coming back, right? Aid's coming back. Intel sharing's coming back. Talks are happening. I'm not going where we have to be buddy-buddy with them, right? I'm not going there. I'm not. All I'm saying is we have a chance to at least get into their brain right now and have them speak positive or shut the fuck up about Ukraine. Because right now, their idol, Donald Trump, is actively supporting military aid because he knows the strategic value. So this is the opportunity to challenge him. And I challenge if there's any MAGA listening into my chat right now to make a donation to my next fundraiser to show that they have a morality and empathy and understand the importance that Ukraine wins. Challenge them that. So we can at least use this as a way to get them in the future, if Trump changes his mind and blah, 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 at least to have it in the back of their head knowing that he supported him, it's the right thing to do. Because I know it divides a lot of people already. A lot of them on that side are divided on this. They don't speak publicly about it because they can't, right? I guarantee you MAGA's going to watch. You might say no MAGA here, but there's MAGA that I've shared out on my Facebook. I guarantee you at least one of them's going to watch. I know they've been lurking. I know they have. So this might be a leverage now for us to say, hey, Trump just made it cool to support Ukraine. Keep that in mind, and this is the reasons why. And they could flip-flop down the road later. But I would still try to utilize this now as a talking point to get them, at least now, to say, yeah, Ukraine's based, we need to support them. Later, if it changes, we can use that against them. That's my word on that. All right, next. Money sent, wait, LJ, it has to be a capital A? Oh shit, okay. Well, I moved it to a capital A then. Hey, Canty, how you doing? Just don't worry, Canty. You've proven yourself not to be. I think we all have, right? Yes, you can lurk and not be MAGA, but I maybe not right now, but eventually, at some point, someone's going to turn in my stream that's MAGA, because I know there's MAGA followers on my Facebook, and I share it out there. So that's going to happen. Okay. I switch. Okay, so let's try that let's try it with a capital A on the PayPal. Here, I'll post it one more time now. So that's for Roan. That's for him. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with his buddy other than he's gone. He passed away. And Roan's been through hell. Okay, no swearing. I'll try not to swear too much. No promises, though. Facebook is becoming garbage, too. Looks like X now almost. Okay, Stretch, have you been to TikTok? Because I went there the other day and started an account. Yes, I broke my own freaking moral standards and everything I stood for anti-TikTok, and I made one. And oh my god, toxic comments all the way down, everything anti-Ukraine. All I did was put a little picture up of call your representatives of the day, stand with Ukraine hashtag, with the picture of the Capitol building and some music in the background. Oh my god, 10,000 views. I had 6 followers, and it was all hate. 10,000 views, all hate. But it boosted my algorithm, so now people are paying attention to my other stuff. But yeah, that made Facebook look like frickin' Sunday school. Jesus. Okay, where are we going next? Bookmarks. I'm already there. We did that one. All right, a little Bernie for you.
Oh, God. You know how many people we had out today?
How many?
We had 9,000 people. Totally insane. What all of this tells me is not just in Michigan or in Vermont. People of this country will not allow us to move toward oligarchy. They will not allow Trump to take us into authoritarianism. They're not going to allow Congress to pass a bill which gives massive tax breaks to billionaires and then cuts Medicaid, nutrition, and education. So we got a lot of stuff on our hands, but this is what I believe. What I always believe is that when we stand together and we don't allow them to divide us up by the color of our skin or where we were born, or our sexual orientation or our religion. At the end of the day, 99% is a hell of a larger number than 1%. Let us go together not only in defeating these terrible Trump-Musk initiatives, let us create an economy and a government that works for all of us, not just the billionaire class.
All right. Join the movement, man. Bernie's back. Who would have thought? Bernie's back. Hi, Annie. Bernie's back. And he looks healthy for his age. The guy's old. He can't run again. There's no way. But, man. What a public servant, right? Fighting the powers that be. Fighting the 1% until his last breath. It's really noble guy, and he makes a lot of sense. A lot more sense than he did for me 10 years ago when I was just fucking cooked completely. Excuse my French, Francois. Yes, cooked into Republican. Why? Because I was too busy to pay attention. I thought I knew what I was doing. Thought it was the patriotic thing to do. I was so busy. Everyday life, I didn't pay attention. It just made it easy. Baby food's easier to eat, I guess. Mental health diagnosis from 27 experts. All right, let's check this out.
Yo, watch this video of Donald Trump receiving a mental health diagnosis from some Canadian politician live on TV.
Trump's repeated comments about annexing Canada and his actions reveal a sociopathy that was described in detail in the 2017 book, The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump. In it, 27 psychiatrists and mental health professionals made it clear that Trump is a sociopath who poses a threat not just to the U.S., but to the entire world. Some of the assessments of Trump's personality in the book include the following, and mind you, these are assessments made by professionals who work in the area of mental health. Trump is an impulsive, immature, incompetent person who, when in the position of ultimate power, would easily slide into the role of tyrant. His sociopathic characteristics are undeniable and present a profound threat to democracy. He is profoundly an evil man exhibiting malignant narcissism. And if left unchecked, his pathological narcissism could lead to World War III. I would encourage members of the media who haven't looked at this book to please take a look at it and get a real look into the kind of person that Donald Trump is, if you don't know already from the insanity that comes out of his mouth. To our political leaders, I say Canada cannot engage with him as we do with other normal leaders. He has shown himself to be an enemy to Canada, and we have to treat him as a clear and present danger to our country and to our allies.
Facts.
And to the Canadian media, I say, begin telling the story of the fascist sociopath occupying the White House using that language so that Canadians in the world know the very real danger he presents to peace and stability.
Facts. Sociopath. We have a sociopath in charge of our government. But, you know, hey, 40% of the people I've met are sociopaths, so it makes sense. No wonder they voted for him. No wonder. Maybe not 40. I don't know. That's a Trumpism there. Everybody, 90%. The biggest, the worst ever. Maybe not that many, but a lot of the people that are really cooked into him have been less than desirable for a friendship in the past. Putting it nicely. Captain Mark Kelly getting bashed by Elon Musk. Let's hear what he has to say.
I have to ask you if you have any response tonight to what the president's top campaign donor, Mr. Musk, said about you, bluntly calling you a traitor in response to you writing about your trip to Ukraine.
Well, Rachel, when I was 22 years old, before getting sworn into the Navy, or as I was getting sworn in to the United States Navy, I swore an oath to our Constitution to protect and defend the Constitution. I have lived that oath my entire life. I flew in combat in the first Gulf War. I served in the United States Navy for 25 years. I spent 15 years at NASA risking my life flying the space shuttle. And the only oath I can think of that maybe Elon has sworn is an oath to his own checking account, to his pocketbook, an oath maybe to ruining the lives of veterans. I had veterans in my office last week who, after really good performance reports, found out that Elon Musk fired them for poor performance. He has ruined these people's lives. They were serving our country again in very valuable roles, and they did not deserve to get fired by an email from an unelected billionaire.
Well, there it is. I mean, how many former military men lost their jobs that were in the federal government? You know of at least one. I'm not going to say who. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Karma. Karma's real. I've seen it. I've seen it. I can't explain it. Oh, look at this. It seems the Pentagon's support for Stockholm remains ironclad. U.S. B-52 nuclear-capable bomber flew at low altitude over Stockholm by noon, escorted by Swedish fighter jets 1 year after Sweden's official accession to NATO. Was that a warning, or were they showing the strength of... Yeah. I've never actually seen one of those in air. That thing's crazy. Maybe it was headed for Mar-a-Lago. Alright, maybe not. That's cool. Alright, what we got here? You're on my down press. Something on the hospitaliers. I thought I'd show this. This was pretty breathtaking when I saw it. A member of the Hospitaliers Medical Battalion speaks. A few weeks ago, as temperatures plunged to negative 17 degrees Celsius, our evacuation team transported a wounded infantryman from the front lines. He was 40 years old but looked 60. His face parched, lips cracked, eyes sunken, his hands rough and blackened with blood and dirt, bore the signs of exhaustion and injury. He had been stationed at his position for what was supposed to be a week, but endured nearly a month under relentless enemy fire. God. As he was lifted into the warm vehicle, he muttered only one thing. It was hell. Then he lost consciousness. When our medics revived him, he first requested was water. To keep him awake, we spoke to him, and he told us about his daughters, how he longed to go home and see them. He was lucky, and so were we. Days later, the very road used for his evacuation was shelled, and the Max Pro armored vehicle that had carried him was destroyed. Other wounded soldiers, some in even more critical condition, had also made it out in time. Each successful evacuation is a small victory in a war where the margin between life and death is measured in seconds. Is anybody here in the mental health field? Anybody? Because if you are, you better start learning Ukrainian. Because there's going to be a huge need for these men after this war to get better, to reintegrate. That's going to be a humanitarian crisis in itself. We haven't seen men go through this type of shock in our lifetimes. Anybody here? Nobody. And I would question whether or not we saw this in previous wars of the past. This might, because now we're integrating modern day technology into World War I and II tactics. This is something we haven't really been through before. This is a new realm. And these men are going to need so much therapy. So much. It's going to be a humanitarian crisis in itself. They're going to need people that are trained to help them. Yeah, the kids too. My God. God, that's a rough post. That's a rough picture. What we got? More from Mark Kelly.
Yeah. Well, he's not obviously. You make the Elon Musk comments calling you about me? Twitter, yeah. Well, he's not obviously he's not a serious guy. He's like a 12-year-old. So I don't take him seriously. I served our country in the Navy for 25 years. When I was 22 years old, I swore an oath to defend the Constitution. I've lived that oath my entire life. I'm not sure if Elon has sworn an oath to anything. If I was to guess, probably to billionaires like himself. You make the Elon Musk.
Facts. That guy's based. Oh yeah, most of you probably seen this. I gotta play it though. This is insane. This is wild. This is wild. Red runway chaos. Later, Stretch. Damn! Oh, Andrew Tate. That went hard. I don't know who made that. That went hard. Hard. Matter of fact, yeah. I gotta do so. That's gotta be integrated. Once I figure out a little more on live streaming, that has to be integrated somewhere. Beginning, end, I don't know. Probably end. Because it's a little wild. I might scare people away if I put it in the beginning. That shit is wild. I don't always crop pictures, but when I do. Yep, facts. If you've ever made a YouTube short, you know what this is right there. God. I screwed up like half of my YouTube shorts because I don't know what the hell I'm doing on cropping. All right, based Ukrainian grandma. Let's see what she's got to say.
Що б у вас було $20 мільйонів прямо зараз? На що б ви в першу чергу витратили б гроші?
Ой, солдатам отдала, щоб ёбнули они хорошо по Москве да по Питеру.
Я зрозумів, дякую, хорошого дня вам. Що б у вас було $20 мільйонів прямо зараз? На що б ви в першу чергу витратили б гроші?
Ой, солдатам отдала, щоб ёбнули они хорошо по Москве да по Питеру.
Я зрозумів, дякую, хорошого дня вам.
Based, Babusi. All right, what we got here? Smart man, understand. I think that was. Oh yeah, I don't know if I showed you guys this. Might have seen it.
Where you from, Dad?
Chinese bot farm. That's literally half the people we argue with on X right there.
Where you from, Dad?
And also in chat. Maybe not in this chat yet. I'm too small. Chungus, do you know Dawns of Liberty now? What's Dawns of Liberty? Cup tea saved. Trump had a Mar-a-Lago. Oh yeah, here's another one. This is a fun fact. This guy right here spent 27% of his presidency golfing. That's freaking wild. 27%? Was that right? Was that memory? Trump is headed to Mar-a-Lago to golf all weekend on the taxpayers' dime. This trip will cost taxpayers approximately $3 million. Or to put it another way, enough money for U.S. aid to feed approximately 300,000 starving kids all weekend. Where's Doge? Inefficient. Epic Shahed flew in to a car in Odessa, Ukraine. Less air defense missiles, more innocent civilians dead. At JD Vance, have you even said thank you at Zelensky for the great air defense Trump is withholding from us? Well, all right, let's look at it. Let's do it. Damn, dude. That's wild. Now we gotta watch that again. Oh my god, dude. That's freaking insane. Why he would ever suspend aid when that shit is happening just blows my mind. It just, I mean, it doesn't. It's so predictable for him now, being a sociopath. But the fact that he sat there and was having a press conference and was like, well, I want to make sure they come to the table. You know, so I'm going to allow them to have their children blown up and vehicles blown up and cities blown up and wives and all that. Because, you know, then they'll definitely come to the table and talk. Because, yeah, peace. What else I got here? Shout out to Paige. I don't know if you guys ever fundraise with Paige. She is amazing. Paige is awesome. Oh yeah, did you guys see JD Vance getting called a Russian bitch while he was while he was taking a break and skiing? This is great.
JD, how does it feel being Putin's puppet?
Wait a second. Wait, was that him? Wait.
JD, how does it feel being Putin's puppet?
I think that's him. I think that's him in the green right there. That's gotta be him. Yeah, that's gotta be him. He's fucking skiing like an idiot. Dang. I thought for a second that was him. Maybe I just wished it. I don't know. I love it. I'm sorry I do. Heckle him. He needs to be heckled. What else we got? Oh god, no, I'm not doing Tulsa. Oh yeah, actually this is hella funny. Okay. Have you guys seen this? Sound up on this one. Shout out to NAFO. We're killing it. We're back. We are back. Again.
Also, though, think that they're in more alignment, and they should be, with the U.S. when it comes to those freedoms and things you talk about. Certainly, those are not things that you would say that Russia or Putin celebrates or bestows on his own people.
That's correct. I would not make that claim, and it's clear that that's not the case. nor does President Trump. But that's not really what we're talking about here. We're talking about this North Atlantic fellow organization, NAFO, those meme-slinging Shiba Inu-worshipping weirdos. They're not just clogging X with dog pics. They've got biolabs in Ukraine. I'm talking dank underground lairs where they're brewing chaos, weaponized beet juice that makes you tweet in Cyrillic, and corgis with friggin' laser eyes trained to sniff out dissent. I've got proof. A sketchy dude named Yuri handed me a floppy disk at a luau, and it's got the goods. These NAFO freaks are splicing NATO DNA with borscht to make super fellas who run on vodka and bad Wi-Fi. Wake up, America. They're glitter-dusted corgi armies coming for your Costco card and your freedom. I'm not nuts. You're nuts for not seeing it.
Based. Oh, God. Whew. Fuck, I love NAFO. I love NAFO so much. Okay. Ooh. International news. We got Pavel Latushka. Lukashenko's puppet parliament ratified the security guarantees treaty between Belarus and Russia on February 26, which may create conditions for Lukashenko has made Belarusian territory a legitimate target for counter-nuclear strike. And it sounds like they might be pissed now they can get microwaved if it cracks off. So Lukashenko will be expected to send the Belarusian army to Kursk region or to the Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine. Russia has gained the ability to establish additional military bases and deploy its troops in Belarus. This came out a few days ago. Oh, looks like February 28th, but it still might be relevant, so let's play it. I don't know if you guys pay attention to Belarus.
Lukashenko has committed political suicide. Lukashenko's puppet parliament ratified the Security Guarantees Treaty between Belarus and Russia on February 26, which was signed by Putin and Lukashenko in Minsk on December 6, 2024. According to this document, an attack on one country is equivalent to an attack on the so-called Union State. This means that Lukashenko will be expected to send the Belarusian army to the Kursk region, for example, or to the Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine, which Moscow illegally considers its own. Russia, in turn, has gained the ability to establish additional military bases and deploy its troops in Belarus. By signing this treaty, Lukashenko has made Belarus territory a legitimate target for a counter-nuclear strike. Not only has he allowed this deadly weapon to be stationed in our country, but the right to use it remains with Russia. Betraying national interests, Lukashenko is systematically placing Belarus under full military and political control of Russia. Belarus is turning into a military foothold whose fate depends on foreign political ambitions.
Well, that's pretty brave of this man to come out and say. I don't know if he's in Belarus, but man, it sounds like there's some legitimate concern. I remember at the beginning of the war, the Belarusian people were extremely against what was going on, and they were vocally speaking out about supporting Ukraine. I don't know to the extent. I know a few Belarusian people, but I haven't really got into it too much when they show up at the pro-Ukrainian rallies and hold up hashtag free Belarus signs. I haven't really engaged them in conversation too much. But it sounds like there might be a little trouble in paradise. They don't want to get microwaved if it pops off. Which, I don't know. At this point, I don't know if it'll pop off at all. Cooks for you. He looks bizarre for Ruski. He's Belarusian. So, yeah. They speak Russian. I know that because I've talked to people. One of my ex-doctors was, oh no, she's from Moldova. But she didn't speak Moldovan. She spoke Russian. Holds his hands like Elon. God. What is that anyways? What is this? Like, check out my mangina. Look. Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going down. See what else I got saved. I got anything else saved? I don't know. God. Oh yeah, check this out. First Amendment advocates. Check this out. I'm a firm believer in Second Amendment. Sorry, Second Amendment advocates. Actually, you know what? I haven't shared this one yet on my MAGA Facebook account. Maybe I will. Check it out.
We've been rewriting it, and we are going to bring in something called the Gun Violence Restraining Order. So if someone is civilly committed, typically you can hold them for up to 72 hours, but people are getting out within 24 hours, the majority of them. So what we want to do is let law enforcement come in and take the guns.
Good.
They're a danger to themselves
Which you can't
or
do right
others.
now.
Well, because without being adjudicated. So because they're a danger to themselves.
You want them to take the guns and
when they are
not go
committed.
through 6 months of legal trials and everything else,
Exactly.
which is-
But we
okay.
also have to give the
Good.
mentally ill the due process in which they deserve, President. So what we're doing is they're going to be able to take the guns when they're taken into custody or into the hospital, and then when they're released within 24 hours or 72 hours later, typically it's 24 hours, but law enforcement will have 72 hours to determine whether they should give those guns back, or they can go to a judge and say, Your Honor, please keep these guns. We feel this person is still a danger to himself or others, whether
So
they're
this
in or
would
out
not
of
have
custody.
worked the way it's currently constituted. This would not have worked with Cruz as it's currently constituted.
As it's currently written.
So you're going to make changes?
We're going to make changes.
Okay. Couple of questions. How are the police to dictate that? Also, remember back in Project 2025 where they were going to put people in power down to the minute federal authority and position to completely seize power. And now police officers who might be under the authority of or influence from a federal agency are going to go to a judge who might also be stacked in there by Project 2025 and say, this person doesn't deserve the guns back, they're crazy. Well, what'd they do? I don't know. They had a picture of a Shiba Inu dressed up in an outfit holding a hot dog in front of the Capitol building, and that's crazy. They made a weird video that pissed me off about Marjorie Taylor Greene called Mooga Mooga. They talk shit about the enforcers. And made shit posting videos about them getting flown in a drone they stole to the front lines. Who fucking knows? Who's to say who's going to regulate this? What agency? And they're going to rewrite part of the Constitution to make this happen? This would have been less scary if it was Democrats writing it than it is these crazy assholes. For me, this is concerning. Big time. And it should be for anybody who's paying attention, who isn't completely cooked on MAGA. Actually, you know what? I'm going to... Did I tweet that out? I did not. I'm going to tweet that out, and I'm going to...
rewriting it, and we are going to...
I'm going to ask some MAGA what they think about that. See what they say. Watch, they're going to go, well, gun violence. They're going to start quoting my own quotes. Guns kill more children. What do we got here? MAGA Cult Slayer, if you support any Republican at this point, you are a traitor. I didn't say it, he did. Let's see. This dude looks based already. Look at that beard. God, I'm jealous. Mine's patchy. When I have a beard, I got like, I don't know, spot here won't grow in. I gotta wait. Yeah, this is good.
No funny intro, no fancy words. Just one factual statement. We do not now, nor will we ever, have kings in America. Not next Tuesday. Not next November. Not on the 31st of February. Never. Now look, I hear you. History is kind of hard for the cospatriots that make up the Coppertone Cowards cadre of cronies, but that is kind of how we formed our country. If you feel otherwise, well, opposite a friend, off is the direction in which I wish you would fuck. If you feel the need to defend Dementia Don on his aspirations, do me a favor. Take that argument. Turn that sumbitch sideways, shine it up real nice, and stick it straight up your ass. Here, let me break it down just a little bit more crystal clear so you can't say you're confused. If you support Donald Trump, if you support Elon Musk, if you support the Republican Party at this point, you are not a patriot. You are an enemy of America. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain yeehaw, fuck the law. I love y'all. I'll see you down the line.
Based as hell. I am super jealous of that beard, but you know what? I like my cheeseburgers and food without hair in it. Can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I've done it multiple times. I can't do it anymore. This JD Vance video was deleted from Twitter by Elon Musk, and my account, 220 followers, was suspended. You know what to do. I haven't actually watched this. I saw that and I bookmarked it because I didn't want it to go away. Let's find out.
Well, I think I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. It makes you think that at a fundamental level, this is sort of a he said, she said, right? And at the end of the day, do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe that woman on that tape?
I cannot stand Trump because I think he's a fraud. Well, I think he's a total fraud that is exploiting these people, who is a total fraud.
Like you said, I agree with you on Trump because I don't think that he's the person. I don't think he actually cares about folks.
Definitely, there is definitely an element of Donald Trump support that has its basis in racism or xenophobia. I think there's a chance, if I feel like Trump has a really good chance of winning, that I might have to hold my nose and vote for Hillary Clinton. I think that I'm going to vote third party because I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place. I'm a never Trump guy.
Wait.
I never liked him.
Okay, wait. Arnold Schwarzenegger called Trump a wet noodle. That's a new nickname for us? Okay, hold on. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wet noodle. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. How did I miss this? Okay, hold on. Stand by. Okay, you're going to... I can't stand this dude's freaking fat face. There we go. We're going like this. We're going like that. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Stand by. I got too aggressive for that. Okay, there we go. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. All right, let's see this.
President Trump, I just saw your press conference with President Putin, and it was embarrassing. I mean, you stood there like a little wet noodle, like a little fanboy. I mean, I was asking myself, when are you going to ask him for an autograph or for a selfie or something like that? I mean, you literally sold out at this press conference our intelligence community, our justice system, and worst of all, our country. You're the President of the United States. You shouldn't do that. I mean, what's the matter with you? I mean, whatever happened to the strong words or to the strength of Ronald Reagan when he stood there at the Berlin Wall and he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall? What happened to all that?
Did I miss the wet noodle? Did I miss it? Wait, did I even hear that? Did he say wet noodle? He did. Okay. I didn't even hear it.
An immigrant to this country.
Arnold's great. Arnold was rough back in the day. He changed. Did you guys ever see that? Oh, way back in the day. It was so cringe when he's talking about pumping weights. It's like coming. You ever see that? It was so cringe. It was hilarious. All right, we gotta play it. We're doing it. Yeah, right here. Oh my God. This is hard. This goes hard. Do they have creepier music too? This is music. Shout out to Arnold, man. God. Shout out to Arnold. We elect that guy's governor of Cali. I can't even. Old school Arnold. Blowing it up. Coming day and night. I lost my focus. What do we got? Ugh, God, I can't even. Who's this? Ranking government worker reports it. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys actually looked into this Doge. This dude was like scared to come forward. Breaking, a government worker reports that fresh-faced 19, 20, 21-year-olds from Doge are running 15-minute kangaroo courts to decide if federal employees keep their jobs. We already knew this was happening, right? This is kind of old news. But this guy was brave enough to come and share his testimony, and I feel like we should play it too, just because he had the nerve. When so many people nowadays are just so afraid to speak up and stand up for themselves, it's pathetic. I can't do it. I've changed so much over. Who here has grown stronger, like over the last 3 years, as far as speaking up for yourself when you see injustice, when injustice comes to you? Because I know I have. I've become a stronger person because out of all of this. Stronger in the way where I will speak up for myself and other people if they need to. I don't want to say weaker, but I'm also more sensitive to things. Like I don't really watch war videos anymore. I can't watch that shit. It's changed for me there, but I've become stronger as an advocate, talking, speaking up. And I've become, I don't know, I feel like I've grown big time as a person because of this. But shout out to this guy for speaking his mind and speaking up of what was going on, even though he looks like physically scared to death. Let's play it.
I was nervous and reticent to come up here and speak just for retaliation purposes. I just wanted to share some things that are going on at my agency. In the last week, we had Elon Musk in our building, and after he visited the building, he called for a 50% cut of the entire agency. My colleagues are getting 15-minute one-on-one check-ins with 19, 20, and 21-year-old college graduates asking to justify their existence. Supervisors are being told not to tell their staff anything, withhold information, and today we got word that supervisors must now fill out a justification form, and that there's going to be just a 30% rank and yank with all staff of my agency. And to top it all off, one of Musk's top lieutenants and his wife and young child have shacked up on the 6th floor of our agency and are living there. The hallway's been blocked off with a special access list for people who can't get back there. Queer and trans folks of my agency are being doxxed in public. Their lives threatened.
It is so much worse than we think. Or no. Like, that's hardcore. Even if like 30% of that was truthful, which I 100% believe this guy is telling the truth. That is so scary. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Shout out to whoever this man is for having the freaking gall and nerve to speak up against it, because he must have been scared to death. He must have been. And especially with someone as petty as Elon, who's gone after people for calling him out on freaking faking being the best Diablo video game player in the world. Like, that guy took a risk. I hope he's okay. So Anonymous got to say. Anonymous has been really involved with NAFO lately. If you haven't noticed, like, they're making us feel really back. They're straight saying we're back. We're killing it. We're winning the information battle. So let's see what Anonymous has to say about what's going on now.
Greetings, citizens of the United States. The effects of Donald Trump's presidency are no longer distant warnings. They are here, unfolding before you. While many remain unaware, blinded by the administration's relentless efforts to suppress the truth, the rest of the world is watching, and it is responding. Long-standing alliances with key nations such as Canada and Mexico are fracturing inch by inch. The cracks are widening, and the global community is reassessing its trust in the United States. The question is no longer if, but when these relationships will collapse entirely. The consequences will be severe. Every imported product you rely on, everyday essentials, food, technology, will see skyrocketing prices, making even basic necessities unattainable for the average American. What you perceive as a simple rise in costs is, in reality, a calculated strategy. The plan? To systematically dismantle the lower class, to push those already struggling into the abyss of poverty where they will face an impossible choice. Perish or submit to servitude under the wealthy elite. Make no mistake, this is economic warfare, and the target is you. The recent ICE raids are not just about immigration enforcement, they are about control. The Trump administration seeks to reignite the flames of racial inequality and segregation-era policies, erasing diversity to craft a nation built on division and fear. These operations are disrupting local economies, forcing businesses to crumble, and ensuring the economic elimination of the working class. What follows is a society engineered to serve the interests of the few at the cost of the many. And as the oligarchy takes shape, another darker ideology is creeping into the mainstream. Fascist ideals, once whispered in the shadows, are now being openly embraced. Symbolism matters. Gestures matter. Elon Musk, a figure of immense influence, recently tested the waters with a gesture recognized worldwide as a Nazi salute. This was not an accident. It was a message, a challenge, a warning. But know this, the people are not silent. Despite the administration's best efforts to muzzle dissent, the voices of resistance grow louder. Trump's reckless overhauls, his purges of experienced government officials, his chaotic restructuring of critical infrastructure have created vulnerabilities, weaknesses, entry points. This transition period is his greatest liability, but it is also our greatest opportunity. The rushed implementation of new systems, the mass firings of key personnel, and the chaotic dismantling of existing structures have left behind critical gaps. Gaps that Anonymous can and will exploit. Every system that has been hastily restructured without foresight, every official removed without proper transition planning, leaves behind exposed veins within the government's framework. These vulnerabilities are more than just bureaucratic inefficiencies. They are cracks in the foundation that can and will be breached. Anonymous watches. Anonymous waits. The time to act is fast approaching. The administration's arrogance blinds them to the fragility of their own system. Their overconfidence in their ability to silence dissent and erase opposition will be their undoing. We know where to look. We know how to strike. But understand this, our intervention, no matter how disruptive, will only be a temporary roadblock unless you, the people, rise. This is your warning. This is your chance. The transition period is fleeting, and once they solidify their grip, your options will vanish. If you fail to act now, the cost of resistance will be far greater in the future. To those in power, think carefully. Your decisions now will determine your future. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
Powerful message there from Anonymous. Powerful message. And yeah, they're right. We got to act, and we're going to talk more about. We're going to talk more about acting Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific time on my channel, with a wonderful individual that will teach you how to act now with your representatives that does carry weight and have a difference. The reason I say this is because after that disgusting meeting with Zelensky, Trump, and Vance in the Oval Office, representatives reached out to my friends and said, we need to have a meeting. Citizens, regular citizens, because they were unprepared. Republican representatives, they were unprepared for what Donald Trump was about to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover how to do this in a way that is within our legal right and is going to empower everybody on the stream. So take notes. Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're going to cover how to talk to your representatives and what to ask, what to say, why it's important, the impact it may have, and we'll go from there. It's going to be a really good interview. The person's going to be on the phone because due to the nature of what's going on right now in the world, they're concerned. They're concerned. We're all concerned, right? But we have levels of security that we need to maintain. All of us do, right? To some extent. I've given 2 fucks less every week since Donald Trump became president. What people think of me and who I am, I know what I need to do. I need to get the word out there because I'm looking in this chat and I'm seeing, why isn't this hitting the news? LJ Boone. It is right here. And you're seeing it on Mercado stream. You're seeing it on every independent person stream that is covering this is playing it. This is where you're getting it. And it's up to us to relay this message. It is up to us because you're not going to get it on mainstream media. They're sold out. They're corporately owned entities. They're not even news. They're propaganda machines for whatever is going to make them richer and more powerful and us struggle more. So it is up to us to spread this out there. And what you're going to see Sunday is a way that we can peacefully and within the constitutional rights that we have, weaponize our voice to fight the powers. And please, please tune in at some point. If you can't make it Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific, I know it's late right now for a lot of you guys. Like, there's not a lot of people awake right now where I'm at. Or at least in my stream, because I know, like, you know, this is a worldwide audience. Please tune into it later. It's going to be a really good interview. She's a great person. I know her. I'm not gonna give more than that, other than you know how some people are good at certain things. Like for me, fundraising, that's my thing. I love fundraising. And my little platform, I've been able to help people. The person that's going to be on is good at advocating to the point to where she's inspired me to advocate. And really my advocating came from her. So now when I call once, twice, 3 times a week to my representatives, it's because of her. So we're going to learn more about that on Sunday. Let's see what else I got. Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific. That's going to be what, 10 o'clock Eastern. I don't think a lot of people are streaming, so it should be, it's going to be short. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be maybe an hour-long stream. It might go longer. I don't know. Maybe I'll plan something longer. Plan for at least 1 hour of your time put aside to watch it and get educated. It's an education. It's going to be an educational stream. We're going to learn something. We're going to be empowered. We're going to be able to have a voice, and we're going to understand why it's important to have a voice. Because I hear so many people out there saying nothing we do matters, and that is complete and utter BS. We have power. Each one of us have power. Yeah, I know I got an echo.
I'll work on it later. If I get it right to my face, do I have an echo? How's that go now? Do I have radio voice? Radio voice. It's probably because I need to put a bunch of stuff in my room to make it not echo. But I'll try to mess with the settings some more. Or maybe I'll get something that just puts it right in front of my face. I can stare at pretty colors all stream. Oh, look! This is cool. I don't know.
Worse? It's worse? Okay. Never mind. I'll go away. How about that? Better? I don't know. We'll mess with that later, guys. It's like I said, I'm just learning streaming out, so radio voice but echo. Dead. Okay, what do I got? What do I got for you guys? I think we're wrapping it up here really soon. It's almost 11 p.m. my time. What do I got? Coming soon. I've already played that for you a million times. We'll do it again. Actually, you know what? We're not going to play that again. I'm just going to tell you right now. We're going to go over this one more time. Guys, I'm raffling this off. Okay? I'm going to say it again. My buddy, he was an Army medic. Airborne Army medic. And he passed into that barely because he was colorblind. And he does 3D printing and he does hand painting. He made me this beautiful placard. And that is the coat of arms for the 151st Brigade. That is Roan's brigade right there. But I know he won't mind me auctioning this off for the benefit of other soldiers for the Car for Ukraine fundraiser that I'm doing with some of the biggest figures on YouTube and on X. Such a Mimus, Tanya Fiona, Jonathan Pierce, Dick Dawson from the Shills, Rick the Ukrainian, Andrew Mercado, PSO1, Dmitry War Translated, Sergei Sumini. Oh, God, I butchered that. Jonathan Fink, Philip Ittner, me, Renegade Chungus, Canty Ludin, Rudy Acosta, and Laserpig, all on the same fundraiser. So this is going to be a big one. Canty and I, we're going to share a donor box because we're smaller platforms. We both discussed it. We thought we'd be better if we could actually raise enough funds for at least one vehicle between our two platforms. So that's going to be huge. That starts this next week. Like 5 days. I got 5 days, and I want to be at 1,000 subs. I'm not going to lie. I want 1,000 subs in 5 days. I want to get there, so I'm ready for the algorithm to pick up. I got 1 sub this entire stream. 1 new sub this entire stream. 1. I need 249 more. If you guys could, please share this out. Get it to wherever you can. I feel like this went really well tonight. I don't know about you guys. I wasn't even planning on streaming. I'm dead tired. I worked all week, like I said earlier in the stream. I want to get this up there so I can have a bigger engagement and do the best we can on this next fundraiser coming up. Because it's that important to me. It's what I'm good at. I like fundraising. I love fundraising. It makes me feel good. Let's see what else I got. I got a little time. We got a little time. We're going to do something else. We're going to throw something else out there. Stand by. Stand by. I'm going to throw something else out there. Pull my chat up again. Very well done. Thank you. Thank you. Look, this is just the beginning, guys. I have so much planned. I have so much planned. I interviews, of course, news coverage, video games. If you guys like DayZ's my thing. This new computer I'm getting, you're going to see a whole new world. A whole new world. It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. I sub twice. Thank you, David. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. I got more for you. Okay. I want to circle back a little bit. To Roan. I want to post his PayPal. I want you guys to remember this. He lost a dear friend today. Call sign Ronku. It might have been yesterday. But one of Roan, the band that we've been fundraising for, he lost another dear friend. I saw this on one of his posts. I haven't talked to him yet. I reached out to him and asked if he'd wanted to share some words. But these men have been through hell. Like Roan lost so many friends just right after I picked up his fundraiser. He lost so many men. Real quick. Yeah, it was yesterday. Shout out to Angela in the chat. Angela is friends with Roan. And also the 14th Mechanized Brigade. Angela is like one of my besties. This bag actually came from her mom coming back from Lviv. And the Vishavanka I have in my closet that I can finally fit my fat ass into and wear. And I look badass into it. Thank you. Came from there too. Show some love for Angela. But yeah, that's how I really started fundraising. I got asked for help, and I absolutely felt compelled to. And the first one, I screwed up. I don't feel confident that I did what I was supposed to do, and I didn't know. I wasn't good. And I feel personally like I didn't do it in time. I didn't reach out to everybody. I didn't knock. I didn't ask every person, and I'm pissed off at myself for not doing that. For not asking everybody. And the man that actually made me the original appeal video that I have ended up passing away before I even get it started because I didn't ask, seek, and knock. I didn't bother people. I didn't piss everybody off to the point where I was annoying them. I was too concerned about the politics behind the scenes. And I feel, and I know it's war. I know it's probably all in my head. But when you're trying to help somebody and the person that sends you a video dies before you can get them help, you cannot help but think, if I could have got them help sooner, they would be alive still. You can't help but think that. Nothing is going to ever get rid of that out of my brain. Ever. It's changed me as a person. It's also made me more brave to seek every aspect and road I can to help these men. I don't care who I piss off. If I piss off everybody in the freaking world to get what I need for these men, I will. I don't care. I'll burn bridges. I don't care. It's not about me. It's not about my feelings. It's not about pissing people off. It's about helping these men before they get freaking killed. So I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot from it. I want to play the video of the original. The original video, it is kind of edited. I edited out some people because I asked them to add a few in. But it's the original, close to the original video that I made. Close. I'm going to say close. Because I did ham it up a little bit. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Pause. Did I not? Am I that terrible? Yeah, I did. Well, I guess I'll just play it out of my folder.
And NAFO, we are soldiers of 14 separate mechanized brigade, asking you to help us to buy Mavic drones, FPVI drones, and generators, pickups for evacuation, or anything that you can help us with from this list. So we are very thankful in forward, and thanks to all our American friends who are supporting us and who help us. Thank you. Goodbye.
That was it. That right there shaped me, though, knowing that before I could get the man who was speaking help right here, he was killed in action. I cried a lot. I'm not gonna do it right now. But yeah. I'm not gonna let that happen again. So we're gonna close this fundraiser we got going, right? It's gonna come, we're gonna close it. We're gonna go hard. Right? That man deserves it. Alright, what I did do is we completed the fundraiser for the 14th Mechanized eventually, and like I said, shout out to Paige in Kansas for helping with that. She was amazing with it. She provided so much support in our platform. And she was able to get them what they needed, and they desperately needed it. Like, those guys had nothing. I'm not fundraising for groups and individuals that have like everything. Like, you see some of these units just have so much stuff. That's not who I'm used to fundraising for. These men that we're fundraising for are the men in the worst possible positions. Worst. They don't have tons of technology and night vision and stuff to lean on. They wouldn't even know what to ask for. They wouldn't even know what to ask for. They wouldn't even know. If I'm being honest. Like, they wouldn't... I had the hardest time just getting out of Roan what he needed, and he still won't tell me everything he needs. I know he won't, because he doesn't even know what he needs. We know better, because we're not sitting in the trees fighting. We're above the trees, looking down. It's hard to see the forest from the trees, so continue to help Roan. I'm going to post his stuff in here one more time. I want to show you at least, again, what we did for the 14th, so I can at least feel redeemed by showing that, because that really hurt me, knowing that guy died. See what we got. Let's see if I can find the video. Let me post Roan's PayPal one more time here. Post Roan PayPal right there. At Renegade, do I need to send you a jar of horseradish? Whatever, dude. You send me a jar of horseradish, I will snort a line of it to finish this fundraiser. All right, I'll boof it. I don't care. We're gonna do this. I won't boof it. But yeah, horseradish should be good. Sure. Dude, I love horseradish. I'll eat it all. All. Do I have it in here? I'm looking through my files real quick to find what I need. But I'm just doing a million things at once. Okay, here we go. What's the chat look like? I haven't looked at the chat. I'm sorry. Link PayPal. PayPal's right there. Just linked it, Steve. That's for Andre. That's for the 151st. I want to show you the videos. Here we go. Oh my God. Like my first day on YouTube right here. Jesus. Okay, here it is. Here we go. All right, here's what we ended. This is part of what we ended up getting, and we still get them stuff to this day. They still reach out to us. The 14th Mechanized. And our guy there who is Angela Pod in the chat's relative. So this is the generator we got the 14th.
От волонтери нам доставили такий генератор. Дякуємо дуже. Надіюсь, він нам дуже-дуже пригодився. Зараз покажу, що він там всередині, який він.
Зараз передам камеру.
От тут такий документ. Ось такий апаратик. О, надіюсь, він дуже-дуже нам підійде. Дякую.
Дякуємо, хлопці, за підтримку. Дякуємо за генератор. Слава Україні!
Short video, but sincere, you know. They needed a generator. We got it for them. That's one thing we got. All right. That one meant a lot, though, because that was hell. It took 6 months to get that fundraiser going, because I didn't know what I was doing. Now we got it down. We know what we're doing now, guys. So, please, this Car for Ukraine fundraiser coming up. I'm going to raffle this. Hand-painted. 151st. Hand-painted, right? We're going to raffle that. Right there. I don't know. $10 a ticket. I'll figure out how to do that in a little while. Haven't got there yet. I know some of you want that pretty bad. Someone has to. That's all I got for you guys, really. Let's see what else. I got anything else here? I got anything else in my saved Chungus file? Appeal video. Oh yeah, EcoFlow complete. Alright, so we got an EcoFlow for Roan. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm gonna play it. We have been helping Roan. Eh? Literally, you guys killed that in less than like 2 days. That was so fast on that one. It was like $780 in 2 days. We killed it. I really want to kill it on this coming up. I know Canty does too. We're both nervous. I don't want to express it, but we're both nervous. We don't want to come in last. I know Canty's super competitive like I am. So, Anyways, let's go out on a note here. What do we got? I'll play one of my videos. What do we got? We got earlier. There was something earlier I wanted to play. Oh yeah, I know what we're going out on, guys. I know what we're doing. Here, this is gonna be our exit video right here, right? Until I figure out how to actually do an exit video and pin shit and make it sound like I'm not providing tons of feedback and do this right. And all the above. Let's go out on this video, yeah? Right here. Right here. Whoever made that is a legend, but I'm stealing it until you copyright it. Alright, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. We got more to come. Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Be here, please. If something goes wrong, I will post it. Alright? But plan to be educated. She's super smart. Don't miss it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.